Yo, ladies, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So, in this video, I want to tell you that you have to be very careful about playing games with men in general. And the reason why I say this is because what happens is that the guys that you play games with usually are the guys you're not really that into. Let's be honest, right? You know, you have some guy that's trying to holler at you, take you out on a date, do whatever. And you know, you might see him, you might not. You might go through on the date, you might flake or whatever. Right now, this type of guy, he might end up chasing you. He keeps trying to get at you, or he might, you know, fall back and never talk to you again. And it is what it is. You don't really care because you're not really that into him, right? But what happens is there's other guys that you're into and, you know, that you're really feeling and you want to make something happen. And those guys, you know, if they hit you up, you'll probably show up on a date because you're interested. If they try to, you know, see you again, you'll probably see them again, most likely. Why? Because you're interested. Now, let's talk about that guy, the guy that you're interested in. Now, what you have to be careful of is this, is that sometimes when you find that guy who's so on point, so attractive to you, you think he's that dude, you think he's awesome or whatever, right? Understand that he knows he's awesome. Understand that he knows he's that guy. Understand he knows he's that dude, right? And more often than not, he knows this. So what happens is that you might end up fucking the situation up because you're going to forget he is that guy and end up treating him like the other guys, just out the blue, just for whatever reasons. What do I mean by this? So let's say you're really into this dude. This is the guy you like. This is the top guy. This is the guy that you would want as your boyfriend, husband, so forth and so on. Now, what will happen is whether you're intimidated by him or whether you're just not in the mood that day or whether you're just, you know, just in a, you know, you're not feeling it for whatever reason, he might hit you up and say, yo, let's get together. Let's do something. And let's say he set a date and he said, let's get together Friday. You say, okay, cool. Sounds good. So you're excited to see him Friday. Friday's coming up. And for whatever reason, you know, your girlfriend's coming into town, you know, you feel like you're not feeling sexy or something, or, you know, whatever excuse or situation that's going to cause you to flake on this guy. I'm telling you, don't do it. Telling you don't do it because you like this guy, but you're going to make the mistake of thinking he's like the other guys who is going to chase you or give you a chance. So what I'm really trying to say here, ladies, is this: be careful about playing games, period. Because what happens is when you start playing a lot of games with guys and you start dealing with all these guys you're not really feeling, and you're just giving guys to run around and you're flaking and you're here and you're there and you're all over the place, that starts to become a habit. So when you do find the guy you really like, you start to act that way towards him too. And then because you're used to guys chasing you, you think that guy's going to chase you. And then what happens is that the guy you really want, which is that guy, once you flake, once you fall back a little, once you don't show up because of whatever reason, or you want to take a rain check or whatever the hell you think you're trying to do, he's gone forever. He's done. He's finished. Because remember, he knows he's that guy. So what he's saying to himself is, I ain't got time for the bullshit. So if she's gonna be like this, I'm out. And you only you only did this one time. He's like, and he's not fucking with it. This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is what happens with a lot of guys who are the guys who really like that's the top dude. You got to stay on point with this motherfucker, because if you don't, he's out. See, what happens is that you think you can do the same thing to him that you do to the other knuckleheads, because the other knuckleheads will keep coming at you. They'll keep chasing you. And the reason why they keep chasing you is because they don't got no options. And the reason why they don't got no options is because they're not that guy. But the guy who is that guy has options, so he's not going to play games with you. He's just going to move on to the next girl. So if you're really interested in this guy, don't fuck around, because you're going to lose him. I've had situations where women have done, you know, they'll like, you know, flake, or they'll like be like, oh, I don't, I'm just not feeling it. Maybe, I don't know. Can I get back to you? Whatever. And then I just leave them on red. And then what happens is they'll hit me back out of the blue because they realize I'm not texting them or calling them no more. And then they're trying to get back at me, but I'm pretty much finished. It's over. I'm done. You understand what I'm saying? It's a wrap. So then they miss out on a situation because they were just sort of like on some whatever stuff. So you can't be on some whatever stuff and then just jump right back into it when you want to jump right back into it. No, you have to be on point consistently with this guy. Because if you're not, you're going to miss out. And then you're going to have to deal with all these goofies until you find another man like him. And it might be a while before you do that because these guys are rare. You feel what I'm saying? So don't let your game playing bite you in the ass. Because remember, the more you do something, like you've been dealing with all these knucklehead guys that you're not really into, and then you've been displaying a certain behavior towards these guys. And these guys still chase you. They still come at you. They're still trying to get with you. So you start to think you can do that to every guy. So even when you meet the guy that you really, really are into, for whatever reason, if you're just not quote unquote feeling it that day and you want to cancel, reschedule, or be all over the place, that's not going to fly with him. And you're probably like, well, Lucario, fuck that guy. If he can't, blah, blah, blah. Listen, you can say all that if you want, but what I'm trying to tell you is that you cannot have that guy unless you are the type of woman who is going to be on point consistently. You cannot be that wishy-washy woman like you are with the other ones. You understand? Because the top guy, the guy that you really want, he ain't going for that shit.